Across the endless expanse of the universe, countless civilizations rise and fall, but one species defies expectation. Humans, fragile yet fearless, ordinary yet extraordinary. Where others see impossible, humans see challenge. Where others retreat, humans endure. This is the story of humanity among the stars, a legend forged in chaos, courage, and unyielding resolve. Don't miss any epic HFY adventures. Subscribe now and join our journey through the stars.
The universe had never seen humans like these. On the bridge of the starship Aegis, Captain Kieran stared at the holographic map of the Andrax system. The alien fleets, massive and terrifying, surrounded the mining colony below, their ships glinting with weapons humans couldn't even name. Most species would surrender instantly, calculating odds in cold logic. But humans thrived in chaos. Engineers worked frantically, modifying shields and weapons on the fly, while pilots practiced maneuvers no simulation could predict. Kieran's voice cut through the tense hum. They underestimate us. That's their first mistake. Humans always thrived where others faltered. In the unpredictable, the impossible, and the deadly. Outside the viewport, Andrax's mining colonies glowed faintly, tiny specks against the black expanse of space. The alien ships moved in perfect formation, but humans didn't move like formations. Fighter pilots darted through gaps no AI would dare calculate, weaving unpredictably, their ships dancing between lasers. Kieran leaned on the console, heart racing, not from fear, but exhilaration. Humans weren't just fighters, they were improvisers, artists of survival. One young pilot, barely 20, performed a maneuver that sent an alien destroyer spiraling into its own fleet. The bridge erupted with muted cheers. "Did you see that?" whispered the navigator. "Humans, they're insane." But insanity was exactly the kind of weapon humans wielded best. The aliens weren't prepared for humans' ingenuity. A squadron of massive drones descended toward the colony, their weapons ready to incinerate every structure. Instead of attacking head-on, humans employed a mix of cloaking and misdirection, luring the drones into asteroid fields. The metallic thunder of explosions echoed faintly through comm channels as drones collided with rocks or each other. Human engineers had rigged mines to look like abandoned debris. A single well-placed detonation caused cascading failures. The aliens' tactical algorithms faltered. They couldn't account for humans' ability to think outside calculations. Somewhere among the chaos, a human soldier laughed, exhilaration and defiance burning in their eyes. They weren't just surviving, they were rewriting the rules of engagement. As the battle intensified, the alien flagship finally entered the field, a colossal structure of black metal and glowing rooms, silent and arrogant. It broadcast a message across all channels, its voice calm and dismissive. "Human resistance is statistically irrelevant." Captain Kieran smiled faintly. Humans had heard worse odds before on Earth, on Mars, on worlds that tried to break them. He ordered a maneuver no alien tactician would approve of, shutting down half the ship's systems to mask their energy signature. The Aegis drifted like a dead relic, unnoticed, until it emerged beneath the flagship's shield envelope. A single human-made kinetic strike, primitive, unstoppable, tore through alien armor. The flagship reeled. For the first time, the galaxy witnessed something new. Alien shock. Panic rippled through alien ranks, something their species had long forgotten how to process. Their fleets hesitated, formations breaking ever so slightly, and humans exploited every second. Ground teams deployed onto Andrax's surface, exosuits kicking up dust as they defended terrified colonists. Humans fought not for calculations or glory, but for people they had never met. A medic dragged an injured alien child from rubble, ignoring the irony. When asked later why, she simply said, "Because it was right." That moment echoed louder than any weapon. Across the battlefield, alien soldiers paused. Witnessing humans protect even their enemies, strength was expected. Compassion was not. And that unexpected humanity shifted the war in ways no strategy ever could. When the fighting finally slowed, the stars around Andrax seemed quieter, as if the universe itself was listening. The alien commander requested a ceasefire, his voice no longer confident but curious. "Explain," he said, "why your species fights so fiercely for worlds not your own. Captain. Kieran stood before the holographic council, bruised and exhausted. Because we remember what it's like to almost lose everything, he replied. Humanity had survived extinction, wars, and a fragile homeworld. They carried that memory into the stars. The council fell silent. From that day forward, humans were no longer classified as a minor species. They were something far more dangerous and far more inspiring. They were the standard by which courage was measured. News of Andrax spread faster than any fleet. Across the galaxy, ancient species replayed recordings of human ships breaking formation, of soldiers standing their ground when logic demanded retreat. Historians argued whether humans were brave or dangerously unstable. Veterans knew the truth. Humans were survivors. In a distant system, a pirate armada reconsidered an attack after learning humans had arrived nearby. On frontier worlds, alien children played games pretending to be human pilots, shouting improvised tactics instead of rehearsed commands. Fear and admiration blurred together. Humanity had become a story the galaxy told itself at night. A species that refused to stay down, that adapted faster than disaster could strike. And for the first time, the stars felt cautious. Not all reactions were peaceful. In the shadows beyond mapped space, the Dominion watched silently. Older than most civilizations, they had erased countless species for lesser disruptions. Humans intrigued them. Dominion analysts observed how humans turned losses into lessons, pain into momentum. They should have broken, one entity whispered. They never do, replied another. When the Dominion fleet finally moved, stars vanished behind their gravity engines. They intended to test humanity, not to negotiate, but to measure extinction speed. Back on Earth's orbital command, alarms rang out. No panic followed, only preparation. Humans had faced monsters before, and every time they learned how to kill gods. Earth did not look like a war world. Green continents, blue oceans, fragile beauty hanging in void. The Dominion expected terror. Instead, they detected laughter in human comms, music playing in hangars, graffiti painted on missile bays. Human fleets gathered, not uniform, not elegant, but terrifyingly diverse. Old ships refitted beside experimental monsters. Civilian freighters turned into carriers. Humanity didn't wait for perfect readiness. They launched with what they had. As the Dominion advanced, human commanders shared one simple order across all channels. If we fall, make it hurt. It wasn't defiance, it was promise. The first clash rewrote warfare. Dominion weapons erased matter with precision, but humans didn't stay where weapons were aimed. Swarms of small craft overwhelmed targeting systems. Pilots making split-second decisions no AI could replicate. Boarding pods slammed into Dominion hulls. Humans fighting in close quarters where technology meant less than will. A human soldier, cornered and wounded, triggered a manual overload, disabling an entire Dominion sector. Why sacrifice? The Dominion demanded in disbelief. The answer echoed through space in human voices. Because others live. For the first time in their long history, the Dominion hesitated. The Dominion retreated, not in defeat, but in recalculation. Across their ancient command nexus, probability engines screamed contradictions. Humanity did not behave like any known species. They fought while losing, adapted while bleeding, and advanced while afraid. Dominion observers replayed footage of humans repairing ships mid-battle, rerouting power with bare hands, refusing evacuation orders to buy strangers seconds of time. They convert suffering into strength, one strategist concluded. The statement unsettled the chamber. Dominion doctrine was built on inevitability, on the belief that resistance always collapsed. Humans shattered that belief. For the first time in millennia, the Dominion labeled a species as unpredictable beyond containment. Humanity did not celebrate, they mourned. Names were etched into digital memorials orbiting, Earth's silent stars of data honoring the fallen. Yet even in grief, humans prepared. Children watched fleet repairs from observation domes, learning that survival was not inherited but earned. Scientists worked beside soldiers, sharing ideas without hierarchy. Civilian volunteers trained to defend systems that might never see combat. Humanity's greatest weapon was not its fleets, nor its weapons, but its unity under pressure. Where others fractured, humans bonded tighter. The galaxy watched this strange resilience grow, unsure whether to fear it or hope for it. The Dominion returned months later with something new, not fleets but envoys. Their arrival sent shockwaves through galactic politics. Never before had the Dominion spoken instead of erased. The lead envoy studied the human delegates with unsettling intensity. "Your species should not exist," it admitted. "You defy entropy," a human ambassador replied calmly. "We were born from it." The Dominion offered terms, not surrender, but acknowledgement. Humanity would be recognized as a stabilizing force, a species capable of altering galactic outcomes simply by arriving. The title carried weight and warning. With recognition came responsibility. Human fleets were requested, not commanded, to intervene in conflicts spiraling toward extinction. Wherever humans arrived, wars slowed, not because humans were merciful, but because everyone knew they would endure longer than anyone else. Pirates fled. Warlords negotiated. Even ancient enemies paused when human ships entered orbit. Humanity had become a constant, a reminder that victory meant nothing if survival was ignored. Some aliens called humans terrifying. Others called them guardians. Humans accepted neither title. They simply showed up when needed. Centuries later, when young civilizations asked why humans were everywhere, at disasters, at wars, at turning points, historians gave a simple answer. Humans remembered pain. They remembered fragility. And instead of hiding from it, they carried it forward as armor. The galaxy learned that day what HFY truly meant. Not that humans were the strongest or the smartest, but that when everything else failed, humans refused to stop. And that refusal reshaped the stars. The galaxy eventually discovered the hidden cost of humanity's presence. Wherever humans settled, they rebuilt fast. But scars remained visible by choice. Cities incorporated damaged hulls into architecture, battlefields preserved as open lessons. Humans believed forgetting was more dangerous than remembering. Alien visitors often found this unsettling. "Why keep reminders of loss?" they asked. A human historian answered quietly, "So we never mistake peace for weakness." These worlds became training grounds, not just for soldiers, but for leaders, medics, engineers, and diplomats. Humanity did not prepare only for war. They prepared for recovery. That balance made them something rare in the galaxy, a species that could end conflicts and then stay to heal the aftermath. Inevitably, a new threat emerged, one that did not hate or fear humanity. It ignored them. A void-born phenomenon, older than language, consumed stars without intent. Fleets meant nothing to it. Diplomacy was irrelevant. Panic spread across civilizations. When the call reached humanity, no debate followed. Scientists, philosophers, and admirals agreed on one truth. This was not an enemy to defeat, but a force to endure longer than. Human ships formed chains across systems, evacuating worlds while experimental. Arrays slowed the void's advance by seconds, sometimes minutes. Those moments saved billions. Humans did not ask if they could win. They asked only how long they could hold. At the edge of the void, a final human task force anchored itself to dying space. Power failed. Sensors went blind. Still, the fleet stayed. Human commanders transmitted one last message to the galaxy. Not a warning, not a plea. We're still here. When the void finally receded, weakened by human persistence, alien observers struggled to comprehend the outcome. Humanity had not destroyed the threat. They had outlasted it. That day, the definition of strength changed forever. In galactic records, this era was no longer measured in wars or empires, but in how long humans stood between extinction and everyone else. Stories of human resilience became myths across star systems. Alien children played games pretending to be human commanders, not because they understood their strategy, but because humans dared what others could not imagine. Monuments to human victories appeared on distant planets, made from metals salvaged from battles long ago. Yet humans themselves never claimed glory. They walked among the ruins, teaching local species how to rebuild, how to fight if necessary, and most importantly, how to endure. Every human act became a lesson in stubbornness and ingenuity, reminding the galaxy that the true power of humans wasn't firepower. It was refusal to surrender. Legends of humans eventually reached the Dominion again, This time, they did not come to test humanity. They came to learn. Ancient envoys observed fleets, colonies, and academies where humans prepared for impossibilities. "They have no central authority," whispered one elder. "Yet they coordinate as if united by instinct." Humans had no perfect fleets, no flawless tactics, no absolute advantage, but every human knew what others feared. The galaxy assumed they would fail, and in that assumption lay humans' ultimate weapon. The Dominion slowly recognized that human unpredictability was not chaos. It was an art form, sculpted from millennia of survival against impossible odds. In private, human leaders discussed the future quietly. No council dictated their actions. Humanity governed itself by shared experience, by memory, by instinct honed over centuries. Debates raged over priorities, but one principle remained absolute: protect life. Adapt faster than threats and always refuse submission. Young cadets listened, wide-eyed, absorbing lessons from battle-hardened veterans. Somewhere in the void, the galaxy took notice. A species that laughed, grieved, and sang while standing against annihilation. Humanity's legend was not in conquest, but in the persistent flame of survival, a fire that inspired even the oldest civilizations to reconsider what it meant to live and endure. When the galaxy finally named the human era, it did not celebrate victories in wars, it celebrated endurance. Systems once on the brink of destruction flourished under human guidance. Alien scholars studied human improvisation like a science. Artists recreated battles not as conflict, but as lessons in courage and ingenuity. Across every star, the phrase, "If humans are here, hope remains," echoed in whispers, stories, and official proclamations. Humanity had turned unpredictability, stubbornness, and empathy into weapons stronger than fleets or fleets of weapons. Their legend became a quiet warning: underestimate humans, and the universe might be the one that pays the price. The galaxy watched as humans pushed further into unknown space, not seeking conquest, but challenges that tested their ingenuity. Entire star systems thrived under human influence, not because of domination, but because humans rebuilt what others abandoned. Alien historians called it the human paradox. Species both fragile and indomitable, capable of heartbreak, yet fearless in the face of annihilation. Fleet after fleet of human ships moved through uncharted territories, their engineers repairing on the fly, their soldiers improvising, and their leaders trusting instincts over doctrine. Humans had transformed survival into an art form, proving that intelligence, courage, and stubbornness together could shape the stars. And in those distant voids, humans made their mark not through firepower alone, but through choices. When alien species begged for guidance, humans offered experience. When planets teetered on collapse, humans offered hope. Children across star systems learned human tactics not just for war, but for life. Creativity under pressure, courage in chaos, empathy in impossible situations. Every action became legend, every decision a story. The galaxy began to speak of humans less as a species and more as a phenomenon. The unpredictable, indefatigable humans were no longer measured by battles won. They were measured by how long they could stand where others fell, and inspire the universe simply by existing and persisting. Centuries later, when storytellers recounted the age of humans, they spoke in awe, fear, and reverence. Humans were not gods. They bled, they suffered, they grieved, but they never surrendered. Entire civilizations credited their survival to human presence. Entire fleets learned improvisation from human pilots, and countless worlds rebuilt because humans refused to abandon them. A human soldier, centuries old in memory but alive in legend, once said, "We are not unstoppable. We are human. That is enough." And in that statement, the galaxy understood unpredictability, resilience, compassion, and defiance. These were the weapons of Earth's children. Humanity had become the benchmark of endurance, the standard by which every species would measure courage. The stars would never forget them.